My aunt blamed me for the chaos my cousin caused at our family event, as I wasn't watching her yet. When I told her that she's not my kid, so she's not my responsibility, my aunt stormed off and thinks I'm imbecilic. I want to start by saying that I absolutely love my baby cousin Lily. She's one of my favorite people in the world, and I see her more as a little sister than a cousin. However, during a recent family gathering, things got a bit tense, and I'm left questioning whether I handled the situation poorly. I'm 24 female and part of a large joint family with grandparents, aunts, uncles, and plenty of cousins. Since I work in another state, I only see everyone during holidays or special events. Being the oldest of my generation, I've always been close to my younger cousins, especially Lily, who's just 4 years old. Despite our 2-decade age gap, I adore her and babysit whenever I can. She's very attached to me, even sees my mom as a second mother. Recently, I attended my younger brother's birthday party, a rare chance to relax and catch up with family after a stressful year. Lily was there, of course, and as the youngest cousin, she didn't have any playmates her age. Naturally, she gravitated toward me. She kept pulling me away from the table to join her games, and I happily played with her for a while when it was time for dinner. I even fed her because she refuses to eat unless it's from her mom, my mom, or me. After making sure she was settled, I handed her off to my grandma so I could grab a plate of food and enjoy the meal. I honestly thought she'd nap or play outside in the garden, but when I came back, I found chaos. Lily had pulled at the tablecloth, spilling several dishes and creating a huge mess. She was crying because my aunt, her mother, had started scolding her, and the whole scene had turned into a disaster. Later, my aunt approached me and in a very pointed tone said I should have kept an eye on Lily. She implied that the mess was my fault, essentially blaming me for not watching her. I was so shocked that I didn't know how to respond at first. Eventually, I told her as calmly as I could that Lily is not my responsibility. She is her mother, and it's ultimately her job to look after her. My aunt stormed off after that, and now my family group chats and calls are blowing up. My mom and grandparents are getting complaints about how disrespectful I was for speaking to my aunt that way. I didn't mean to cause any drama, but I genuinely feel like I did nothing wrong. I love Lily and always try to help out when I can, but I was hoping to enjoy this one event without being on babysitting duty the entire time. So now I'm wondering, am I in the wrong for standing up for myself, or should I have handled things differently? Relevant comments? Comment 1, you are 100% correct. Lily is not your responsibility. You handled it perfectly reasonably. Her mother is under no illusion that she can blame you for her poor parenting. For anyone saying you should be looking after Lily, tell them that the next gathering, you are delegating that responsibility to them. At the gathering, remind the person and everyone else that they volunteered to watch Lily. Response: I wish I could say that in my group chats without everyone aiming for my head. Right now, there are mostly neutral responses. A few say that I need to just apologize for my rude tone and smooth things over. My mom and grandparents are on my side completely. My aunt is mom's cousin, but they were brought up like sisters. So my mom is also getting messages from her. All I'm going to say is, I've never been so motivated to go back to work. Comment 2, no, you are not in the wrong. You handed her off to your grandmother, so it then became your grandmother's job to either watch her or to ask someone else to watch her. Your grandmother failed to do that and is covering her tracks by blaming you. Now, I understand. Your grandmother probably has a lot going on at a birthday party, but she could have asked any other responsible adult to watch Lily for a few minutes. Your family are in the wrong because they expected you to babysit the entire party and not even have a few minutes to yourself to eat. Also, they are banding together to ostracize you for speaking up for yourself. You have been very generous to babysit Lily during family parties, but you're correct that Lily's care is your aunts and uncles if Lily's dad is in the picture. Responsibility, and that it's unfair to you to expect you to be the unpaid babysitter for the whole party and be unable even to eat or visit with other family members. They are going to call you rude or disrespectful because that's how they plan to get what they want, which is for you to have the responsibility for Lily. I.e., you are the one with the stress of making sure she doesn't run into traffic, destroy anything, get into the cabinets, and eat medicine, etc., while they get to enjoy themselves and chat with their family members. So you have to decide A, what you want, and B, how much criticism you are willing to put up with it. get what you want in general as long as you don't use swear words or insults or raise your voice and your position that you were defending was reasonable, you can usually be fairly confident that you were disrespectful is just the other person trying to get their own way by intimidating you into backing down. Update. Hey everyone, thanks so much for all the advice and support. I'm back in my city now, and things have finally calmed down after what felt like endless family drama. Since I start work tomorrow, I thought I'd share an update on how everything unfolded. As I mentioned, my aunt had been calling and leaving messages nonstop. After the incident, my mom, who is truly my superhero, told me to stand my ground and not give in to the pressure. She even stepped in to handle things herself. On Sunday, she went to my aunt's house, and according to my cousin Carl, absolutely let her have it. Apparently, my mom didn't hold back. She called out my aunt's behavior, her deadbeat husband, and her overly controlling parenting style. It turns out my aunt has been clashing with just about everyone in the family, collecting grudges like Pokemon cards. I hadn't realized how bad things had gotten since I've been away for work. Here's some context I learned later. Lily had a few health scares as a baby, which turned my aunt into a full-blown helicopter mom. She barely lets Lily out of the house unless it's to visit family. Even her preschool is run by my uncle, her brother, and my aunt pulls her out whenever she feels like it. According to Carl, Lily gets her only real freedom when she stays with us, which explains why she's so attached to me and my mom. While my mom was handling my aunt, I spent the day at the beach with my brother. It was just the two of us, and we had the best time eating ice cream and building sandcastles. It felt so nostalgic, like reliving our childhood memories of growing up by the coast. It also made up for not being able to properly celebrate his birthday amid all the chaos. Monday was a relaxed day at home with my cousins. My grandma even brought Lily over so I could say goodbye before heading back. Getting her out of my aunt's house was apparently a battle in itself, but I'm so grateful I got to spend a few hours with her. She's such a joy, and I'll miss her terribly. Now for the funny part. Carl called me shortly after I posted my original story. His exact words breaking out of the prison. "Are we right behind you, sis?" He's been cracking jokes about the whole situation ever since, which has definitely lightened the mood. As for my aunt, she's still trying to stir up drama, but most of the family is on my side. Once the truth came out, it became obvious that her accusations about me neglecting Lily were ridiculous. Everyone knows how much I adore Lily and that I've always been there for her when I could. After reading all the comments and advice, I've decided not to apologize. I would have considered it just to keep the peace, but she's blown this so far out of proportion that it's not worth it. My mom even told her to stop acting like a child and quit spamming the family group chats. Her words, not mine. At this point, I'm putting the drama behind me. Almost everyone in the family has reassured me that I did nothing wrong, so I'm moving forward with a clear conscience. Thank you again to everyone who helped me see this situation clearly. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.